I was given the opportunity to travel all across the country, from Rhode Island to South Florida, helping spread the message of building your family legacy and how our wealth building system can help you build that multi generational wealth. Before we can discuss the proper way to go about wealth building, we need to first understand why wealth matters. Building wealth matters because it is not just about you. It is about sowing a seed for future generations who come along after you. Michelle Obama said it best. When you've worked hard and done well and walked through that doorway of opportunity, you do not slam it shut behind you. You reach back and give others the same opportunity to succeed that you enjoyed yourself. And for those of us that read scripture, we know that God intended for each of us to build enough wealth to leave behind for future generations. Proverb 13:22 tells us that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. But what is wealth? True wealth is not about what you make. It's about what you keep. In fact, many of the richest people in the world earn no income at all. Why is that? Because they have obtained income-producing assets, which earn income for them long after they have stopped getting up each morning, rushing off to work to trade their time for dollars. When you earn income-producing assets, you are truly wealthy, even if you aren't getting up and going to work each day. But the opposite is also true. The media is full of stories of individuals who have earned incredible incomes during their lifetime, but went broke just because the day that the income stopped. In 2009, Sports Illustrated published an article entitled, "How and Why Athletes Go Broke." That article told us that 78% of NFL athletes are broke or bankrupt within 2 years of leaving the National Football League. How can this be? The minimum salary for a rookie entering the NFL is $310,000. The salary just increases from there. In the second year, the minimum is $460,000. So how would these players ever manage to run out of money? The answer is amazingly simple. No financial education and no income-producing assets. The result? The day they can no longer run a ball, catch a ball, or throw a ball, their income stops. Here's an example. Has anyone ever heard of Rocket Ismail? Rocket Ismail entered the NFL in the early 1990s. He made over $20 million playing professional football. He spent his money on lavish homes, vacation, failed businesses, and keeping his friends and family on his personal payroll to the tune of $60,000 a month. Rocket Ismail retired from the NFL in 2002 and was dead broke by 2006. But he's not alone. Deuce McAllister, bankruptcy in 2009. Mark Brunell lost his home to foreclosure in 2010. My personal favorite, Travis Henry. Travis Henry made over $60 million during his time in the NFL, but was thrown in jail in 2009 because he couldn't pay his child support. I don't put this information up here to make fun of these guys. I put this here to make the point. And the point is, it's not how much you earn, but how much you keep, save, and invest. When I sit down with a new client, I advise them to look for 4 important features when considering any investment. You should look for safety, liquidity, positive rate of return, and tax-free income. Any investment that lacks any of these 4 things is not a good place to invest my money, and it's not a good place to invest yours. But how do most Americans save and invest their hard-earned dollars? Most Americans store their primary wealth in 3 places. The first is bank products, such as CDs or money market accounts. The second is qualified retirement accounts, such as 401ks and IRAs. The third is home equity. I will show you that neither bank products, qualified plans, nor home equity are the best place to accumulate your family's wealth. Most people encounter IRA and 401k products via their workplace. The main problem with accumulating resources in these products is that they are not safe, and they are heavily taxed when you withdraw your money in your later years. I'm sure I don't have to convince you of the potential danger of investing your money in the stock market. Most of us are probably aware of the fact that millions of Americans saw their retirement accounts go from 401ks to 201ks during the Great Recession. The issue of taxation, however, is something that most Americans really don't understand. I don't have time to go into great detail here, but the point is that you will owe much more in taxes when you're ready to withdraw the money than you ever saved while you were contributing to that 401k or IRA. Many Americans also hold their wealth in the form of home equity. Home equity is not a safe place to store your wealth either. Home equity is what your home is worth minus the mortgage you have on the property. But what happens to your home when the local real estate market declines? In that environment, the home loses value, regardless of how nice your house might be. Home equity is also not liquid. If you lose your job, become disabled, or suffer damage to your credit rating, it becomes difficult, if not impossible, to access that home equity because banks only lend money to those who really don't need it. So when you need that money most, your banker may just deny your loan. Finally, equity also pays no rate of return. It doesn't matter where your home is or how nice it is, the rate of return on home equity is always the same. It's zero. You have more equity only because the house goes up in value or you paid down the mortgage, not because you earned any rate of return on the equity itself. Finally, bank products. The biggest problem with bank products such as CDs and money market accounts is that the rate of return on these products is too low to build real wealth. Rates right now are in the 1 to 2% range. At that rate, you would have to save every month for the rest of your life and still not accumulate any real wealth. Making matters worse, these accounts are fully taxable as they grow. So that 2% gain becomes really more like a 1% gain after you factor in the tax hit. So what is the best place to store wealth and build your family's legacy? Where can you find all of the investment attributes you need in one product?